Oh, I gotta sign up. Hey, Jason.
Oh, hey, David, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Hey, David, are they tearing down the Publix building or just demoing some of it?
They're gonna tear down the whole
Tear down
building.
the whole building.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
that's my
That's my
understanding, Alan.
understanding, Alan.
It sure looks like it, by the way. A little hard to believe.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
kind of
that was kind of
surprising.
surprising.
All right, we're waiting on Robert here. He'll be here in a minute, I guess.
Are you waiting on me?
Are we missing anybody? I talked to Chuck. He's on the road. He's going to try to get in. And I guess Jan's not joining us, so that'll be Chuck who's on the road. All right. So I'm going to call this. Pardon me? All right. All right. So let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. We can. And then let's say that Pledge of Allegiance, since it's not a basketball game. I have a flag back there. So, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. You ready? To the country for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, under God and liberty. All right. You know, I want to get approval on the meeting agenda if we could. We need a first and a second. I'll go ahead and approve that we approve the agenda. All in favor? All right. You know, I noticed we're not getting minutes, but we do have the video that we're welcome to review anytime we get a chance. I'm going to try to get some minutes here. We've recorded them in the past, and I'll try to do that again. I've just got to get somebody to transcribe them. So, any citizens' comments here? All right. I guess I'll start with my comments. Any comments there? Did I see anybody? Nope. There you go. All right. Well, I guess the first thing I'm going to do on my report is that is report on the CPC committee. And there seems to be a move afoot that let's get that thing re-energized and going. And Jan has resigned the chairmanship, and Jason Hincher has agreed to accept the chairmanship. And I think that's really an important part of what Ladies Island used to have. I've been on it for quite a while when Jim Hicks was there. And we need to get a little more membership in it, a little more autonomy, and let the citizens use it as a clearinghouse for their comments and stuff, because things come on board and we never hear much about it. There's certainly a lot of items that are going to be coming up on Ladies Island that need to go before the CPC. Typically, we haven't seen it except when there's some exception or some variance needs to be given. But, you know, there's an awful lot of stuff that we need to get out there in the community. And I think the CPC is a good mechanism for that. Harris Teeter, Upper Kane, which is going to be a huge development with a lot of traffic impact. Miller Drive, the old Greenheath Trask property out near the school. It's called Gleason's Farms now. Whitehall, of course, is part of it. But, and I think Chuck will tell you that's what started his group, is nobody was talking about Whitehall. So we'll give him credit for that. But I'm hoping that Jason can take the lead there, and we'll get more energy into that. I have a website, And you may have received a memo on it. It's www.ladiesisland.org. So I guess we can start posting on that, and I'll work with Jason to see what we need to do to get that to be a more viable organization. So, and I'll give you a chance as soon as I finish to make some comments, Jason. Okay, so tell us what your game plan is.
Well, thanks. Stated well.
All right.
Again, we kind of delayed because of COVID. It's, of course, we want to meet in person as much as possible so that people have a chance to come in. Traditionally, we've given developers and property owners some room to come in and bounce stuff informally off of the CP, get some feedback before they submit with the county. And we'd like to continue with that, as well as possibly expand what the CP is going to do in the future. But I appreciate it. I look forward to working with everyone, and you as well, Alan.
Jason, do you have an estimated date in mind for when you might be able to reconvene the committee next?
I'm hoping next month, Jesse. And I need to really, I'm in a lot of committees right now, and I guess we need to get together and try and figure out, a set time every month, because normally, we kind of have been somewhat on demand, but we probably need to meet monthly, at least for a while, until we get through some of the items that we really need to address.
Jason, have you talked to some of the other committee members, and do they still have an interest in participating on the CPC?
I've talked with Alan and Cecil, and I think everybody who's in it is still on board. COVID has just kind of locked everything down a little bit. And Jan does a great job, and he always has. He's still in. I've spoken with him. He's pretty busy with the banking right now because of all the PPE loans, and it's just everything's still settling down a little bit, Stephen. And I hope that we'll be able to get it back up and roll with it again. Okay.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you stepping up and showing leadership. I know how busy everybody is. And Jan's my banker, so I certainly understand what's going on at the bank. He's really been a lifeline for a lot of us small businesses around. So I'd rather him be focusing on banking than CPC if I'm selfish about it.
Yeah, he's my banker too, so I'm with you 100%.
I was just going to say congratulations, Jason. I think that's great. Congratulations or condolences, whichever you want to look at it. But I certainly will at least attend as many of your meetings as I possibly can. I think it's important to hear from the public, and we'll see how that integrates into the task force planning part of what we're trying to accomplish.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it very much.
And Jason, I'll just also add, feel free to tap me to help in any way I can, getting that reinitiated and meeting again.
That sounds like volunteering. I'm definitely gonna, you're definitely in.
Happy to do it.
Good, great, thank you.
Well, congratulations. Looked like you got some support and energy. I'm glad to see it. So I'll be there. So, I've always enjoyed that group. So we need to get it reinvigorated because there is a lot coming down the pike. I thought I'd give us a Whitehall update. Stephanie Nagel she's a passive park manager. And I may have sent y'all a link to the newspaper article where Woods and Partners are the consultant on the park planning. And the projection on that is sometime in 2022. So next year, they should be working on it, maybe have it completed. I couldn't quite figure out when the date was, but it looks like the park is going to be moving forward, and infrastructure might be completed sometime in 2022. You might enlighten us on any of that, Dave, if you know anything about it. Do you? That'd be the park on Whitehall.
Okay.
Okay.
As far as our part of
Yeah.
I don't know how, I'll have to talk slower. Okay, as far as our part, we're still waiting for the price of lumber to go down before we could, pick up and send out for bid the bridge connection to the causeway. What was the other part, Alan, that you asked?
That'd be Woods and Associates. I thought that Stephanie said that they're currently doing the planning, Woods and Partners.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then they expect to have it done by 2022. And I've talked to some of the dock builders, and if we'll change the product to a concrete product, your price will stay the same. You won't be hit with that big price increase. So you may want to reach out to Duncan on that, because I've been discussing with him how we could get him in budget.
Okay.
Okay.
I know that Stephanie and Kyle Theodore briefed the PTAC. They previously briefed City Council on the plans for going ahead. So that's all been accomplished.
Yeah, if I could jump in. So City Council approved the conceptuals on Tuesday night, which is for most of the interior of the park. The city is responsible for the dock and the connector from the bridge, and then the county will be handling all the infrastructure investments and project management for the internal park. And Stephanie did bring up the bald eagle's nest, and they're aware of the location and aware of the constraints around nesting or mating season for bald eagles. So construction will be coordinated around that time frame.
All right. Well, I've had to build around them over there on Islands of Beaufort, and you can do it. You just need to be back from them and work around their nesting season. Look, Whitehall has gotten approval. It got past the lawsuits, and they're working on their infrastructure right now. The engineering should be finished in March or April, and then they're looking to have their infrastructure finished sometime during the summer. They're already taking lot reservations, and everything looks very positive over there. So as far as the developers are concerned, they're moving forward as fast as they can. And so I think we're going to see some progress over there. And you're right, it was a great effort by Jason and Mike and Paul Vitar to get them to change around that plan. And so that's very positive. I know we're talking about Harris Teeter. They're going to demo it, and I guess the new everything's been approved, the permits in hand, and I just don't know their construction timeline, but it is going to be moving forward. So,
Well, if I may, Alan, the permits aren't in hand. I mean, they had a demolition permit, they had a site work permit. We've not seen. We haven't issued a project permit on the building yet, but you're right. They're moving forward.
Let's see here. I had a few other items. We're looking at the Ladies Island Village plan that Mike Tomey's going to be talking about, and I understand the county and the city are considering putting a budget item in for for the village center plan, some requests for pricing. So at least we're making progress there. And I'll let him move forward with what he's going to be doing. He'll be talking about coordinating with county engineers and consultants and getting them some, he's got a meeting this coming Friday to talk about the zoning in the first quadrant. Ladies Island Village Center, we talked about that. You know, some of the progress that we've made as far as getting some things coordinated with the county and the city. We passed the septic tank ordinance. The density ordinance has come through here. We're coordinating and we're working on the sea level rise and flood ordinances. At least on Ladies Island, we've moved it on up the line. So I think Natural Resources has approved it. So it's up to council and LOCOG and those other groups to move it on through. And the new maps for FEMA are coming out in March. And you'll see, I'm pretty sure you'll see a reduction in the flood elevations, but the codes people are going to continue to require freeboard to where they think it's adequate. So I'm going to let Mike Tomey take over now and let him talk about the village plan. And then I understand, don't we have the county engineers here? Aren't there some people?
Yes,
Penny sales
penny sales update.
All right, you can give us that a little later. There you are. Okay. All right. So, Mike, you want to take it from here?
Sure, thanks. We've got a number of things going on with the task force and moving that forward. One of the things that we've been able to do is really start our connection with the county engineering and the county contractor for engineering. One of the things that I want everybody to try and do is connect into, I think your next penny sales tax meeting is on February the 18th. And would like everybody to listen in on that, see what's going on. It's extremely important to, I think, all of us for all of the planning that we're trying to accomplish. The other thing that I would like to try and do is set up a meeting with Jennifer, you and Brittany and Rob. The thing that's really tying together a lot of what we can accomplish on the village center is the pathways connectors. And those are going to be integral with a lot of the access roads that we're talking about. The task force has come up with some pathway suggestions that we think are appropriate for developing or further development of the center. And so I would like to get together with y'all and Rob and talk about the pathways that we're looking at and what we're proposing to try and happen, because it's obviously very integrated into all of the roadways that you're looking at. So I'll try and get a hold of y'all and see if we can't get together sometime in the next couple of weeks and take a look at that. I believe that Jesse and Rob, you have some documentation that you were putting together that you're going to bring for our meeting tomorrow. That is tomorrow, Friday already, for the task force meeting. And in addition to that, I've asked everybody to take a look at what their outlook might be looking like for stakeholders, major stakeholders that are already being contacted by some people, what their personal connections are with them, so that we can try and take a look at that as a task force group and assess a way forward for doing that. The big issue that we'll be dealing with tomorrow is going to be the zoning harmonization that we're going to get a presentation on that. And Chuck is going to show us what he's got and the direction we have. I think there's going to be a lot of interaction in that meeting tomorrow after his presentation to try and establish exactly where the task force thinks we should be going and how that's going to be accomplished. We've already talked about the consultant funding. I think that's hopefully moving forward. I'd like to get a better idea. The task force is hoping that the consultant funding will come about so that we will get consultants on board sometime in the near future being maybe July, where we can start working with those consultants as what we're trying to accomplish. I think the other thing that was mentioned in one of our last meetings was that there is a document that was going to be produced that was a draft document for right-of-way reservation. And I don't know if anything's happened with that, Rob, or not.
Nothing has happened to date. I think what we need to really determine is what additional right-of-way do we need, and that seems to be an unknown that we're quite away from defining right now. It's, do we need? I think that's the number one question that we need to look at.
Well, you're right about that. I think that's a lot of what I think we're going to have to try and establish to some degree, at least starting tomorrow. Other than that, that's pretty much an outline of where we're going right now. Are there any questions?
And Mike, if I may add, I spoke with the owner of the Ladies Island Shopping Center. Kind of told him what this task force is, the Village Center Task Force is doing. We talked about other stakeholders in that quadrant. I asked if he would give us a list and maybe even make introductions for us so that we're not cold calling them. And so he said he would do that. So we should be. I haven't received it yet. I spoke with him last week, so that might kind of pave the way for our stakeholder meetings.
Oh, that's great. I appreciate that. As soon as we can get that, we can fold that in with what everybody else is trying to do too. I'd open it up for Chuck, but he's not here. I think I've already said that he's doing a presentation tomorrow, and that's probably the most of the update that he'd have for us right now. So I'll turn it back over to you, Alan.
Okay, thank you. Wonder if we can get an update on, Brittany, on the penny sales tax. How about that?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen real fast and just show you guys this is the 1 cent sales tax program webpage. This is where all the information is being hosted. It's most up to date for the program itself. Under projects, we have a project map that you are able to view and take a look at each one of the projects within your Ladies Island area. They're all highlighted. You can click on them. Oops. You can click on them and it'll give you detailed information over here on the side. And once again, the 3 projects associated with the referendum, the one we're concerned with today, Ladies Island Corridor Traffic Improvements. We've got the 2017 Ladies Island Corridor Study that proposed the projects that we are working on. And then we also have our updated 2021 Ladies Island Traffic Study. Each one of the projects have their description, a project phase, and an estimated budget there. Currently ongoing, we have 2 public meetings. The first one is for the Ladies Island access roads. This started January 18th through February 14th, and this is to reintroduce the 7 projects associated with the access roads. You can click here to join the virtual meeting. It's got the town hall that we hosted on January 21st. All of the exhibits available for view. Once again, all the descriptions of the projects themselves. And then down here is how to comment. We have extended the website comment for one additional week, so until February 21st. So you are more than welcome to go on here and fill out the comment form for comments that will be responded to. Back to meetings, we also have the overall corridor improvement meetings for US 21 and 802. Once again, you can click here to visit that public meeting. This is going to go over the East Area Concept Plan. There is one for exhibit for you to review and make comments towards. The West Area has 4 alternates. So you are able to go on here and view each one of those, the project descriptions. And then once again, just similar to the other public meeting, you can make your verbal comments. We will be hosting a virtual town hall on February 18th at 6:00 p.m. We will host a question and answer session similarly that we did last time. You can go on here to register to make a verbal comment on air or a written comment that will be read for you. If we receive similar comments, we will combine them all into one and try to address them all as one. So that is available for you all and for the community now. This also holds all the past meetings that we've held. So the Pathways Projects virtual virtual public meeting that we hosted in October through November, along with that Beaufort High School realignment public meeting and the Sunset Boulevard community meeting, and that was a stakeholders meeting. Under our resources tab, this is all of the documents associated with the referendum, the ballot question ordinance. There's the project map again. We do issue monthly reports, and those are located here. And then all the reports and studies that we have collected over the years. There is a frequently asked questions page that you can go to, and hopefully this will answer some of the questions that you may have. And of course, there is the contact us form where you can register on the email list to receive regular project updates. And Jennifer, do you have anything else to note?
No, I think you covered most of it. Just keep in mind the virtual town hall next Thursday will air live at 6 p.m. And then it will be recorded. So like the access roads following the meeting, then we will post the video to the website so that if someone does miss the live airing, they're able to go back and watch it.
One more thing in reference to that, when you register for a verbal comment, you are going to be contacted by phone to make that comment on air. The way that we have it set up is not a virtual meeting. So we have to reach out to each one of the registered speakers via telephone, and that is going to be the generic Beaufort County number at 255-2000. So if you do have a comment that you would like to make, please stand by with your phone so that we will be able to contact you.
Just a quick question, Brittany. You said the meeting was on the 14th, and I thought I got an email moving it to the 18th, and Jennifer mentioned the 18th. So am I confused?
So the virtual public meeting for the access roads originally would end this coming Sunday on the 14th. We did extend that virtual public meeting for the access roads 1 week to February 21st to see if we could solicit more comments. But the virtual town hall meeting for the US 21 corridor will be February the 18th.
Oh, okay.
And that will be hosted live at 6 p.m.
Okay. Thanks. I was confused.
Right. So the virtual town hall, since we're not able to, due to the pandemic, since we're not able to conduct a meeting in person, this is a way to get the information across in a virtual format. So that's why we With Access Roads, we conducted a town hall as part of the overall virtual meeting. That is now the recording on the website. Another town hall only for the 21 corridor on the 18th at 6 p.m. And that's what Brittany was saying. There is a registration form if you would like to participate by either registering to submit a written comment to be read during the question and answer session, or registering if you would actually like to make your question verbal, and we would actually send out the information to contact you during the meeting. And that's what we did previously. We sent out information, and I guess most people got camera shy, so to speak, that no one wanted to speak verbally during the previous meeting.
I think there was a problem actually ringing in. I've had 2 or 3 people tell me they tried to get in, but there were no comments. I saw it, but I don't know what the issue was. But.
Right. It's not for the public to call in. The instructions that were sent out is we would contact you by the number provided. And so the people that registered, we did call the number they provided for them to weigh in. And Brittany did speak to several, and they actually chose not to make a comment during that meeting. So that's where we're giving 2 options this time on the 21, where they can either speak verbally, and we will contact them by the number provided again during the meeting, or you can register to make a written comment that we would then read aloud and address during the meeting.
Well, we'll try to spread the word and see if we can't get a little more public input on it, because it is very important. And I would be surprised if this corridor review wouldn't have a lot of comments. I know we had several town hall meetings where hundreds of people showed up about it. So I'm wondering where they are now, but they've got to be out there. And as soon as you start doing something, they're going to come up. So we'll see if we can't get them to make their comments. Any other questions from the board here on this? I'm going to make some. I'm putting together a big questionnaire for you right now and some pictures. So
I don't have a question. I just want to give Brittany and Jennifer a high five. I especially like the website. I really like the monthly report that I got a copy of yesterday. I pushed that out to several folks. It's full of information, but it's easy to read. It's the right form. So I appreciate that you're also pushing information out instead of just the static website.
Yeah, I appreciate getting that, Stephen. It was pretty informative.
Well, I reviewed the web pages, and I think they are good. They're going to help us do our job and help the community get it. So good job. It's a lot of work. It's a whole different thing. We're not used to doing it like this, so it's a big learning curve. Anything else you want to talk to about your trails and everything, Rob? Your pathways?
I have nothing to report, that Brittany or Jennifer could fill you in on. I don't have any additional information on that process. Unless you want to talk about the county-wide bike and pedestrian plan.
Well, all right. Yeah, you're not doing anything on Ladies Island down Meridian or anything. That's going to be, we actually spent some time walking some pathways and things through the high school properties and stuff. But it's not, if you don't have anything, I understand. That's good.
Well, those projects are being managed by the engineering department.
All right.
So we do actually have a proposed.
Go ahead.
There's some feedback. Okay, thank you. We actually do have a proposed 8-foot shared use pathway on Meridian. The public meeting was held October 19th through November 20th. We did receive comments and are putting all of that together. It was presented, the comments and recommendation was presented at Public Facilities Committee in January. And we are finalizing that recommendation to bring forth to council. But Meridian Road does have a proposed pathway improvement.
Well, I thought there was something out there because I saw it on the map, so I just didn't know who was running it. And the penny sales tax funding some of that, isn't it? All right.
Yes, that's correct. It's currently in a pre-phase.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other comments or topics we need to go over? So tomorrow we'll have a meeting on the Village Center with Mike Tomey. And then I think I sent out some links to your website. I hope it got out to you. If not, I'll send it again. The two newspaper articles concerning the park and the lawsuits. And we'll move on with that. And there's several shareholders, David, the Grays and people like that, that are certainly going to be wanting to get with you on what we're doing with the Village Center. And I'll have to see what we're going to come out of Friday's meeting with. And Jason, thank you for taking over CPC. We'll see how that works. Get a lot more energy going there. So
My pleasure.
all right. And Jennifer and Brittany, thank y'all for coming. We really appreciate it. So we've been wanting some input. We've been needing some input. So thank you. Any other business we'd like to go over?
Yeah, I'm getting feedback, but I was just going to say if Brittany or Jennifer would like to join us tomorrow morning, we would enjoy having you there.
Would you mind sending us the link for the meeting?
It's an in-person meeting. It's at City Hall in the main conference room.
And what time?
10 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you.
Does anyone know when the link will be available for the February 18th, any sales tax virtual?
Our broadcasting department had the video edited and uploaded for use within 24 hours of the meeting, and we can instantly link that to our website as soon as it's available for broadcasting.
Any other comments or business? Mike, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Maybe you too, Brittany. Thank you. All right, I guess we'll adjourn. Thank you very much.